Ahoy my friends, Ryder here and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today I'm going to be going in and fighting not one but all four of the very hard summon fights. I'll be doing very hard Ifrit, Shiva, Ramuh, and then the EX1 Bahamut, all to show you guys the different ways in which Tifa is an absolute goddess in this game. For those of you that saw my polls for the Rebirth crossover banner, I got pretty damn lucky, and at the end of it I decided that I was going to try and get halfway through the second stamp card. I came back, I did 3 pulls, I got a lot of luck. So I got a Guide Gloves from here, the guaranteed one, I got a Guide Gloves from here, and then I think I got 2 more along the way. And so that was enough for me to get OB6 on the gloves. I'm absolutely stoked on it. Now I know that there were a few of you that were saying I was going to regret not pulling all the way to this guide uniform. I do agree that this, in terms of a physical DPS costume, is hands down, bar none, the best costume in the game. It is the only physical Arcanum costume in the game, which I wasn't quite grasping at first for some reason. But still, the way I feel about it is this: I have the Guide Gloves at OB6. That's going to be more than enough for any content, I think. Plus the Amaranth's costume is just going to be helpful on top of that, and although she has the only physical Arcanum costume in the game right now, or non-elemental Arcanum costume in the game, I do know for sure, we all know that someone else is going to be getting one in the future. Now, I'm going to hold out and either get one for Zack. I mean, let's be real, Zack could be getting his Buster Sword on a banner for the half-year anniversary. I mean, it's likely, right? He could definitely get it, and I could definitely see them giving Zack a physical Arcanum costume for the Buster Sword, which would go absolutely perfect with his last sword, the Ceremonial Sword Z. So I would love to hold out for something like that. I would love a physical Arcanum costume for Cloud, if that's possible. So although this would be amazing, and I have no doubts it is the absolute incredible costume, I'm going to hold off, especially because I only have 52k left. That would be at worst 18k, which would mean that I would only be able to really pull for 1 banner on the half anniversary, and right now I'm set up to more or less pull for 2. So that gives me a little bit more wiggle room. So, you know, you can't win them all. I'm just going to have to let that one go. Alright, so that being said, let's get into some summon quests to show you guys why Tifa is such a freaking goddess. I'm going to be going through all 4 of them, so let's go down to the very hard Ifrit fight right here. Alright, and I have 4 different teams. I'm not going to go through all of the different builds. If you guys have a question about the sub-weapons on any of the teams, just hit me up in the comments. I'm happy to talk you guys through what I did, talk about the stats. But this team is going to be the one I wanted to test out the most. I'm going to be running the Amaranth's costume, Amaranth's claws in the first slot, and the Guide Gloves in the second slot. She's going to be an absolute freaking beast when it comes to this build. We're looking at 3,500 physical attack. In the back, we have 7 physical ability potency, 6 physical attack. I know that there are some of you guys out there that really have this built to a T. That's going to put my build to shame. But more or less, we're all building towards the same end goal, and this is just somewhere along the way. Either way, it's a super fun fight. I'm not bringing in any ice materia into this fight, so we're just going to go in here and start wrecking house against these summons. I'm going to be doing all of these at 2 times speed, so forgive me if I get absorbed in the fights a little bit. It is a bit harder to talk through everything when you're doing it on the faster speed. I'm going to be going into No Mercy here, boost her physical attack. I'm so curious to see what kind of damage she's going to be doing right now. Right, let's see here. Huh, can't really see it right there. Looks like 22,000 right now with physical attack buff. Pretty damn solid. So I'm pretty psyched on this. Plus Aerith has the Sun Umbrella on, so we can debuff even further. Alright, here we go. There's Night Bloom, fully debuffed, and fully buffed. Let's get it. Alright, looks like that was a hit for 27,000. She's looking really solid. We're literally just eating through Ifrit right here. He has no chance. That was the very hard Ifrit fight. Alright, so I remember when that was really hard. One of my favorite things about MMOs is going back to areas that whooped your ass a long time before when you were leveling up and coming back and feeling super OP. This video is like one of those. I get to go back into all these fights where I had a hard time of it getting here, but now I get to actually go back and try everything out. All right, so I'm going to switch over to this team. This team is like a physical DPS slash supportive healing build for Tifa. I really like running her with the lifeguard wraps and the sub hand. I don't think the lifeguard wraps get enough love. The fact that they are 4 ATB cost to heal, I think, is absolutely monumental. And I do think that there might be some healing weapons coming in the future that kind of mimic that. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this fight against Shiva. All right, and we're just going to be cruising through them, you guys. I mean, I already made these teams. I already did these fights just to get everything prepared. But Tifa is just an absolute dominating beast of a character in the game right now. I mean, I know that Aerith has her. Aerith is super strong too, but I think Tifa's just got that edge right now, especially with the Arcanum costume for non-elemental DPS. She can debuff really well. She doesn't really buff. That's probably her only weak point. But other than that, and missing a couple of the elemental Arcanum costumes, she is just an absolute goddess. I mean, how else do you put it? She's incredible right now in the game and super fun to play. All right, here we go. Getting into the Shiva fight. I'll show you guys, this is so fun. All right, here we go. Sephiroth is going to go for that. Should have actually brought EI into this fight instead. All right, I'm going to fog. I have it on semi-auto so that she automatically targets people, which is the nice thing about that setting. All right, so Cloud's going to take a hit right there. I'm going to try and get everyone unfogged, that is. All right, here we go. Oh, whoops, I didn't change back. Okay. Gonna get off a heal right here. Gonna go into somersault, both limit breaks right here. Kind of buy a little time. I kind of got screwed on that defense stance, not switching back right there. But as you guys can see, we're crushing her right now. Looking pretty good. We don't have a magic attack down. I didn't bring it into this fight. Hopefully she doesn't just absolutely destroy us right now. Alright, get in there, get in there, get in there. Hopefully we survive this, actually. Come on, let's go. Oh, Sephiroth is dead. He is gone. I mean, I guess these fights are still pretty hard. I'm just gonna go full blown on the DPS right now. Yeah, we should have just frickin' destroyed her instead of trying to heal. Plus the OB7, what's it called? Sky Splitter is just too frickin' strong. Alright, here we go, guys. Alright, so that is Shiva down. Boss number 2. 2 left to go, including Bahamut. It's gonna be pretty fun. Honestly, I'm really enjoying her. I'm pretty stoked about the half-year anniversary. I think that it's going to be pretty damn big, especially considering how small the Rebirth crossover was. The Rebirth crossover was, I mean, don't get me wrong, Tifa's banner is hands down the best banner we've ever gotten in the game so far. It was very kind of Applebot to do that, especially for all the players that have missed Final Fantasy IX crossover, and because it allowed them to get a non-elemental weapon that's going to help them for clearing certain content in the game right now that was extremely hard if you didn't have that, right? But still, I do feel like the half-year anniversary is going to have amazing banners. I don't think they're going to hold back. I think it's just going to be all in all really fun. All right, so here is my team going into the fight against Ramuh. I'm going to be bringing Zack with the Water Imperil, Twinkling Star for the magic attack down, physical defense down. We have the Guide Gloves and the Lifeguard Wraps for the same physical slash healing setup on Tifa, and Cloud is full-blown Maritime Sword. All right, without further ado, let's get into this fight. This one's pretty fun. Also running Zack and Cloud's AoE limit breaks on this, since they're pretty rare that I actually get the chance to use them. But in the fight against Ramuh, he summons these little ads, and it's actually kind of a perfect opportunity to use their limit breaks. Alright, so let's see how much damage Tifa's doing here. Not in full build. Looks like 7.2k right there without the Amaranth's Claws buff. Alright, there goes the first bomb. You just gotta keep an eye on the charge of this dude's attack right there. Alright, so we'll take the blast from that. I'll throw on a healing waves. I mean, Tifa just has so much viability all throughout the game right now. You can basically run her in basically every team that you want, which is really fun. So for all of you guys that love Tifa the most, like, this is an amazing amount of love that she's been getting. Come on, Zach, use your swirl drop. He's not even using his swirl drop. Sometimes the AI doesn't make any sense to me. Alright, so I'll switch over and do it for him. Get in a heal. But as you guys can see, we're just absolutely destroying this boss right now. Alright, so here comes the first Underland. I mean, don't get me wrong, these bosses are still hard. They still hit freaking hard. I mean, he almost killed Tifa right there, let's be real. Hopefully Zack and Cloud will get some heals right here. Alright, here comes the Sigil Break. Alright, I'm just going to try and heal up for this, just so that we don't die when it launches. Alright, and there we go. Alright, here comes the Thunderlands. It's kind of fun just cruising through these fights, testing out different ways to run characters. Honestly, I love the summon fights. I feel like they're some of the best fights in the game. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to use both limit breaks right here. Hopefully that'll be enough to take out the sparks. Alright, there's Blade Beam. Honestly, one of my favorite of Cloud's limit breaks. I love Blade Beam. I wish that it did more damage. Alright, so there you go. The AoE limit breaks actually having some viability. And now we're just going to crush down Ramuh. He is going to be done right here. I'll use Somersault one more time. By the way, this is my favorite Tifa costume. I love the beach costume. I think she just looks so damn hot. But I think that the new Rebirth swimsuit costume that's going to come out this summer is going to be even better. If it's anything that is the same as what's actually in Rebirth right now, that costume looks pretty fire. Alright guys, so that was the third summon down, all the elemental ones done. Now we're going to go finally into the EX1 Bahamut fight. I'll go down here to a different team. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to run Tifa, Aerith, and Cloud. Cloud is going to be Lightning God build with the Bandage Sword. Aerith is going to be Healing Goddess build with the Sun Umbrella. And Tifa is going to be running the Guide Gloves and also doing some debuffing with the Tiger's Fangs. Alright, so that is going to be it. This is going to be a pretty fun fight and the last fight of the day. I honestly just think that Tifa is freaking incredible right now in the game. I'm curious. I feel like a lot of you guys on my channel hold for her and these gloves, and I feel like that is an incredible thing to do. Alright, so this guy, I forgot, he starts off real gnarly. Alright, we're going to get one more Sanctuary. Alright, so we'll tank this Mega Flare right here. Okay. Still hits like an absolute truck. Alright, so I'm just going to be doing... Damn, she is just doing work right here on the damage. I love it. I never really... I mean, other than the Emerald's Claws from the Final Fantasy IX crossover, which really never did that much damage, let's be real. Okay, come on, Aerith. Let me get that heal. There we go. Alright. Man, she is just smoking right now. Okay. Ooh, Cloud taking a big hit right there. There we go. Sorry guys, sometimes there's so much to do when it's on the faster speed that it's hard to like keep up with talking, but this is going good, I think. The Mega Flare is almost down. Aerith's Night Bloom heals are looking good. Okay. Alright, perfect. So we're looking good. He's going to start going into those dive bombs soon. Alright, so I'm going to barrier on Aerith. I'll do it twice. Alright, here we go. We're just going to wait this one out. Okay. Alright, there's the first one. I'm guessing he's going to target her again because he can be a real bastard sometimes. Okay. Oh no, he's actually targeting Tifa this time. Well, that's nice. Alright, I'll get the barrier up. We'll get ready to heal. After this, we're gonna take his, like, flurry slash thing. Ooh, now that one did a lot of damage. Alright, there we go. Here comes the sigil break, which we're not going to be able to break. And I'm going to get everyone to full HP. I love this fight. It's so fun. I know I've been doing a lot of Bahamut fights lately, but I absolutely love it. I think it's awesome. Alright, Cloud almost died right there. Here comes the... Okay, so the Mega Flare's coming in right here. So I need to save ATB, okay, and make sure that we get off enough of Tifa's debuffs and enough of Cloud's bandage sword hits to buff us enough and debuff him enough. Alright, so I kind of like the summons. They give you a little reprieve right there. Alright, so here we go. There we go. That's it. Alright, so I'm just going to be buffing and debuffing as much as I can. But as you guys can see, Tifa holds up well in basically any party. Alright, let's see how this goes. Hopefully we can survive this. If we do, it's basically all downhill from here. Alright, looks like we're pretty solid. We'll get the heal from Aerith. And now we are just running through the damage. Alright, here we go. Yeah, guys, this is absolutely cruiser. It is so much easier to do the Bahamut fight when you have a really strong non-elemental weapon. I mean, when I did the EX2 Bahamut fight, this would have been super, super, super helpful. Not gonna lie. I mean, doing it with the elemental builds, like the Thunder God build for Cloud and the Ice God build for Sephiroth, definitely worked, and it was a great fight. But it was hard, let me tell you. Definitely a lot harder than using, like, Stain Sword for sure. Alright, here we go. We'll get one more heal. Hopefully we'll get some limit breaks here. We can end it on the limit breaks. Come on, Cloud. Alright, there we go. And that is gonna be it, you guys. I am honestly having a blast. I'm glad that, I mean, I'm not super stoked on the fact that there wasn't another Rebirth crossover banner. I would have loved to pull for that. But because there wasn't another one, I did get the opportunity to get Red 13's costume, which I absolutely love it. To me, it was worth it over Tifa's costume, even though hers is far more meta. Because I think at the end of the day, a game is a game, and you gotta, you know, kind of follow your heart with it. You gotta do the things that, you know, bring you that childhood joy, you know, not just always following the meta and what's going to be powerful. I mean, if you guys have seen any of Smelly Octopus's videos, you know that as a free-to-play player, if you choose the right things to chase on a banner and save your crystals well, you can essentially clear all content in the game perfectly as a free-to-play. You might not be able to clear it right away, but you definitely can. Now for me, I'm like a minnow / dolphin, less of a dolphin now that the game has been going on and it's been so free to play. But I would rather have costumes and things that I think are fun rather than always the most powerful thing. Now, for someone's account who needs it for sure, then 100% go for it, because you need to clear the content in order to get more crystals, etc. But for me, Tifa is amazing so far in the game. There she is right there. She's an absolute goddess all around, and super stoked to have pulled on that banner. But I'm curious what you guys think. Do you guys love playing Tifa 2? What are the builds that you guys are using? Always curious to hear what you guys are doing. That being said, if you guys liked this video today, drop a like, sub to the channel. Always happy to have you join from the bottom of my heart. That being said, hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, and peace.